We're going to be making a brochure, so here's how it kind of looks. It's a folded brochure. This is the inside and the outside of the brochure with the cover on the bottom. And you notice there are opposite dimensions for this brochure. What this means is that the front and back get flipped when it gets folded over. You'll notice the dimensions for each panel are listed, and here we have a mock-up of how we measured that out and then made lines to show the fold lines. So we're going to be creating a brochure here, a three-panel direct mail brochure, and we've already measured one out and we've scaled it down. We're going to make it an 8.5 by 11. So the first thing we need to do is we need to set this up so we know where to put each panel. So we're going to go to the insert. We've already got a new document in Word, just a portrait document, and now we're going to be going to insert. And the first thing we're going to be doing is inserting a shape. When we go to shapes, we're just going to go to rectangle, and what we want to do is we want to make this shape a size to act as kind of a guide. So we need to make it 8 centimeters. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag this shape, and right now I don't know what the size is, so I'm going to click on it, and if we go up to the height and width area in the size, if you're on format for this shape, you can actually just put in a value, and we would just put in 8 cm, and Word will automatically convert it to the inches. So we drop that down here, and now we have our 8 cm. The next box we need to have is a 10 cm box. So we can just take this and we can just do Command C and Command V, copy and paste it, and now that this has to be 10. So again, we go in, we highlight, we type in 10 cm, and now we get 10 centimeters. And then the rest is the rest. We don't have to do that. So what we're going to do is, now that we have these boxes, we're again going to go to Insert. We're going to go to Shapes, but this time we're going to use lines. And we're going to use these lines just to create our guides. So again, this is our outside panel, and the inside panel is going to be the opposite of this. So we're going to do this. We're going to be able to move this up, and then if we click off, we can again hold the we can do a copy paste, Control C, Control V, and now if we get in here, we have the extra line. Actually, what we'll do is we're just going to do copy, Command C, and then paste, Command V. And now I can pull this down, and now we have our two guides. We can get rid of these boxes. We don't need them, and now we have the guides for in here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to insert another page. So we'll just do a blank page, and now we see our one page and our other page, and now we have to do the opposite. So again, we're just going to repeat this just to show you how to do this quickly. We're going to go to the rectangle, and now instead of going from the bottom 8, we're going from the top. And remember, we're going to go over to the height, and we're going to type in 8 cm, and now this is going to be locked up to the end. Click off, and we can go Insert, Shape, Rectangle, and I'll just go over here, and I'll be able to type in 10 cm for centimeters, just easier. And now, again, you could use inches or anything you want. And now I have my two boxes to give me my spacing. I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to go to Shapes, and I'm going to insert a line. And that line is going to go here. I'm going to move it up, And then we're going to make another line. And again, we can just go to the insert tool, or we can copy paste, whatever you like to do. And now I'm going to make another line. And these are my lines for my section. So we have the inside, and then we have the outside. Okay? We're going to get rid of this, and we're going to get rid of this. And now we're going to start to place in the files for the inside. Let me just do a save as. Now we're going to start to place in our assets. And again, the top page is the inside, and the bottom page is the outside. And if we go to view, we can show these side by side if we wanted to. And you can see here how one's the inside, one's the outside. Or we can simply just go to a single page here. So let's bring in an image. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to go Insert, Picture. We have our brochure files here. We're going to grab picture of a bird. We use the kingfisher. We'll hit Insert. Now, this comes in, and you'll notice that our line goes away. Things have gotten moved around. So what I'm going to do here is the first thing I have to do is I have to unlock this. I have to get this ready to be moved around. So I'm going to go to the Layout menu. And once I go to the Layout menu, now I can start to use this as a layout tool. But before I can do that, I've got to go to Text Wrap. And I'm going to go to Text Wrap, and we're going to go to More Layout Options. When we go in here, we're going to see a bunch of text wrapping options. We always want to go to In Front of Text, and then we want to go to Position. And the position that we're looking for is an absolute position, but we want it to be absolute to the page and the page. And that allows us to move this around like a graphic design tool. Okay? And we're going to allow overlap, so we can leave that. And then when we go to size, we can play with this, or we can just scale this. We want to just make sure that we have the aspect ratio locked. Click OK. And now I can move this around, and you'll notice our line is back there. So I want this image to go like this. I'm going to always grab the corner. I'm going to make this a little bit larger. And now you'll see I have a little bit of issue here trying to crop this. So what I can do is I can keep this image, and if I click off and I click back onto the image, if we double click, we can actually crop the image. So I double clicked. I'm going to click the crop command right here. And again, I'm on Format. And now I'm just going to crop this up. We want to go to that line that we can see. And now this is how our image is going to be. And we've just cropped that up. So the next thing we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to lay in our text on top of this. So let's again go to Insert, but this time we're going to go to Insert Text Box. And when we go in this Insert Text Box, they give you some options here. What you'll be able to do is you'll be able to create your own. Now you're going to insert some text boxes here. We're just going to go to Text Box, and we're going to go all the way down to Draw a Text Box. And when we do that, we're going to be able to just draw our text boxes here. So we'll make a text box for the headline. And we can highlight this, and again go back to the fonts that we were using. Franklin Gothic, and now I'm going to make this larger. Okay, and then we can put some body copy here. We can again go insert, and we can do text box. We can draw a text box here, and we can lay some copy in here. So we've got some body copy, and the one thing that we don't want here is we don't want these boxes around the text. So we're going to click on this. We're going to make sure that we're on format. We're going to go to shape outline, and we're going to go no outline. Same thing, shape outline, no outline. We do not want to have the outline boxes. They don't look good. Unless you're pointing something out, I would stay away from those. So we're going to have that. We're going to have another outline here, another headline here. So we're going to do Command C, Command V, and now we can move this over. Hold on. So I'm just going to grab this. We're going to do copy and then paste. And now we've pasted this, and we've got another headline that we can set here. And we can do the same thing with the body copy. And again, I'm just doing this to show you how we now have these two sections ready for text. And again, you can do what you want with this, change it around. And then this bottom section is going to have some more text and then some mice copy. So we can just put another box, insert, and this time this text is going to be a little bit longer, the text box. So we're going to go to just draw a text box. And now we're going to just bring this text box over this way. And this, again, depending on the copy, if we want to make sure that we have our line spacing correctly, we can simply go to line spacing options, and we can make sure that the line spacing is exactly. And if we have a space before or after, we'll see that also in the paragraph. So we right click, we go to paragraph, and now we can get rid of this. And now our copy will be locked in. And again, we want to get rid of this box. So we'll get rid of the box. How do we do it? We go to format, shape outline, no outline. Okay. And then there would be mice copy here. But this actually went across a little bit longer with a headline. And again, we can take all of this, get rid of the default font. Don't just use the default font. You don't want to do that. So I'm going to change this all. Again, this is just dummy copy. You could take this headline. Now you noticed I can't see it because of the box. We can open this up. And we want to make sure that this is seen. Otherwise, it won't print correctly. So we're going to make sure this is all set at 48. And we're going to make sure the line spacing is at 1. And that will make sure that we have this. Okay, so line spacing at 1. And that will make sure that this shows up in the box. We move this over. And again, this headline might go over to here. This is going to be white area. We can open this up, and then you can put more copy here, okay, or mice copy, which we see a little bit of mice copy on the bottom of this inside. So mice copy is just a small copy at the bottom. We can insert that. Again, insert, text box, draw a text box, and we can make a box for mice copy. And again, mice copy is just that small text and it's much smaller. It's actually typically 6 or 7 point. We'll do 6.5. We'll make sure it's in the same font. And then we'll make sure that we have our single spacing. And we get rid of our paragraph defaults. And all these defaults are in Word. They're defaults. You can't do anything about it. But again, if I just took this, and now I've got my mice copy here. Last thing I need to do, grab the box, format, shape outline, no outline. And if we zoom out, we now see our inside of our brochure laid out with some mock-up pieces. We could go in and just take this, just kind of bring it down here to use it here. And then we would get rid of these lines when we go to print. So we have the inside done. Now let's do the outside. The outside is basically all text, and we're going to do it straight up, but it's going to be the opposite way. So let's just drop in some text, and again, we can just copy and paste text boxes here. We can just use this text box and do copy and paste. And now I get the box. I can bring the box down here. And again, if I want to get rid of this, I have to right-click, paragraph, and make sure the space after is at 0. That will get rid of all that extra spacing. Okay, and then on the other side, we can copy this. Now, you'll notice that I didn't copy the box. I copied that text, so I have to click the box, copy, click off, paste, and now we're going to bring it down. Make it a little tighter here. Again, if we want to make this tighter, we highlight it, paragraph, line spacing. We can do a single. We can do an exactly. So if we did exact, we click OK. You notice that that's scrunched, so we have to change it. The text is 48. Let's try 40. And that looks good. And then we can get rid of this extra line. So we have this text box here. We have this here. And we have the layout. And then inside here is going to be the mailing panel. So if we went in, we can make a solid box here. We're going to do insert, shape. We'll just do a rectangle. And this is just going to be a colorized box that's just going to sit here. And again, depending on what color you want to use, you can go to fill. You can go to fill more colors and kind of play with the color that you want. Okay, so I kind of used an orange from there. And then we can take this, and again, just right-click copy, click off, and then just paste. And now when we drop this in, if we didn't want this white box and we just wanted the text over this, we would need to again go to Format, and we'd go to Shape Fill, and we would do No Fill. And now when we zoom out, we can see our brochures getting together. This would be a mailing panel. I'm just going to use this body copy. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it. And now I'm just going to go here, and I'm just going to type name and address. Okay. And now, again, this is just for placement. So I'm just placing this here. And then we can put the fake indicia block here by going to Insert, Shape. We can make a rectangle. And then again, we want the fill to be no fill. And then finally, at the bottom, we can lay another block, and we can just take this block, copy it, paste it, put it down here, and now run it across and put the final message and a possible logo. We can put the logo right in here, or we can drop the logo in here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Insert, Pictures. We're going to get the logo. We're going to insert it in now. We can't move the logo because we have to right click, and we have to go to Wrap Text, More Layout Options. In front of text, Position, Page, Page. We want to allow overlap. Okay? So very important. Click OK. And now we can move this around. And then make it a little bit smaller. We'll copy it and paste it, and we'll make it smaller to put it on our mailing panel. Okay. And then we just have to add some text here to personalize it. Copy. Click off. Paste. And now I'm going to get rid of just this bottom copy. And I'm going to keep this. I'm going to stretch this out. Drop it down. Right here. And then we can put a subhead sentence. So all we're going to do is we're going to take this box, copy it, paste it, and now we're going to bring it down, but you notice that it won't go anywhere. We're trying to move it. It's getting wrapped around. We have to make sure that it's the wrap is correct. We're going to highlight it, and now we're going to make it 20. And now we take this. We position it. And again, if something doesn't move, if things are getting pushed out of the way, you're going to right click and you're going to go to More Layout Options. The things that are important, make sure that Move Object with Text doesn't have to be checked off. You want Allow Overlap. You want Page and Page. And now that will allow you to move these around freely. Some of these are sort of set, but I would want to go in and check all of those settings. And again, the settings are More Layout Options, Text Wrapping in front of text, Position, Page, Page, Allow Overlap, click OK. And now I can position this. I don't have to worry about it moving things, wrapping things. And as I zoom out, I'm going to just click on my piece here, my piece here. And again, these are just the lines that we had, that we used for our guides. Okay. So we've got this positioned here. And then the only other thing we needed to do was we needed to put a very simple piece of text on the bottom here so that when this folds over, you'll see it. So what we'll do is we'll get in and we'll just take this, we'll copy it, we'll paste it, save. Save the birds.com. And now we just want to position this right here. I'm going to make sure this is out. I'm going to give ourselves enough air right here to have this show when it's folded over. We'll highlight it. We'll make it bold. And then we can just copy it and paste it. And we're going to drag it right over here. And then we're just going to put another piece of copy. Okay. And now we've got this brochure. It's laid out. When we go to print it, we want to just make sure here that we have no stroke around this. Let's go to our format. Shape outline. We want no outline. Shape outline, no outline. Okay, because we want this to be seamless. So just plop this in here. And now, as we zoom out, we have our brochure all laid out in Microsoft Word. And if we printed it out, we'd be able to fold this over and we'd be able to get it to create a brochure.